Hello, I'm Rob Myers from Evermore Creations. Thanks for tuning in to my YouTube today. We got this two projects I'm going to show you how I did with the flag epoxy. This one has my old car on it. It has gold stripes. It's going to be one, and then did both of them at the same time. Just did a couple different things. This one has a friend of mine just passed away. He was in the Air Force, so I put that on there, and then this thing from the funeral, and then a old car that it's my old car I purchased off him. Figure out these lighting. But anyways, I'm going to show you how I did them. Links down below for the products I used on this thing, on these projects, and so you can get all the same stuff and duplicate it if you want. Or there's a few things I would probably change around in it. I'm doing a flag epoxy one right now, or a camouflage one I'm going to do, and I'll have that posted real soon. So subscribe, enjoy the video. Thank you very much.
Alright, we start out with painting it. I'm using 2 times Rust-Oleum Painter's Choice paint primer in one, and I'll put 3 coats on it. That spray paint kind of light, so and that raw MDF it sucks it up pretty good. So I'll do three good coats of that. Then I'll spray blue paint, and the blue paint I've got is navy blue. And, I got a little overspray, so I'll just went back over it, and then we'll have to let this dry. This year I already mixed the epoxy up, and I used a dark red metallic, kind of like a diamond dust. Then I added paint to it because it wasn't quite as red, as more of a maroon to me, so I just sprayed some paint in here. Usually I'll come for about 2 ounces. I'll spray about 6 seconds. Sometimes you have to go a little more, depends on transparency, but since the epoxy was already mixed up, I was just mixing in the color and metallic. Just spread it out. You can always add more, so don't put too much on there, especially if you're doing a couple projects. You want to spread it out. And here I just spread it out with my hand. Because I'm using several colors, I didn't want to get a brush all dirty, and this works just fine for this art projects. And now I'll mix up the blue paint. Once again, that's navy blue, Rust-Oleum. I'll have them on my website also. All the products I use will be on there, but on my videos I'll try to post all the material I use in that project. Here I'm just spreading out just to the color. I will go back in and I will use a brush once I get to get all the epoxy out. I get the brush out, and I mixed, or I'm not mixing anything up right now. I'm just getting more of the red out, trying to get some of the edges a little better so they'll flow real well. And I'm just putting it right around the edge, and then I'll go back and brush that edge and make sure it's got a good coat. Yeah, when I mix my epoxy, I mixed enough to split it up, and I like to do about on projects like this about 2 ounces per color. Obviously, the white I don't use that much. I think it just mixed up 1 ounce, but I'd get 3 Dixie cups because I'm using 3 different colors, and I spread it out. Uh, that way you can mix your different colors separate. Now I'm taking a blue and just dotting it around with a brush to kind of get the look of it, and then I'll spread it out a little bit more to kind of give it a let it blend in, I guess, a little bit more. And then I'll go and do some stripes, but you can see the on that oval one that on metallic, you actually has a depth to it. It's really cool looking. But I covered it all up, so I don't know if I'd use the metallic on it because I covered up with the stripes and the other decals. I think just a red would look good. Maybe some just some regular diamond dust metallic or something. I just poured a little bit out on the table. You can just dip it out of the cup. And I said Dixie cup earlier. I meant solo cups. I do have like mixing cups also. I will have them on my website. And here I'll just take a painter stick, or I get those sticks. Have them in the wood shop. I got a whole bunch of them, but just take it and dip it in the paint and just drag it around over the top. Go over the edges. That's just a habit I do because the countertops you want to make sure you go over the edges. These here I'll come back and rub all that stuff in anyways. But I'll get a torch. You can move it around a little bit with a torch. A heat gun works the best. I'll grab the heat gun a little bit. But right now, I'm getting all the bubbles out. I probably should have done that. Right after I got the base coat, the red and the blue on. Yeah, get the heat gun. You can push it around a little bit better and not have to worry about burning it or getting it too hot. The warmer you get it, the more it's going to flow. So these smaller projects, you don't really want to heat it up a whole lot. Here I'll start running just the fingers through it. You can use a stick if you want. I like to use the fingers, just kind of drag those colors in between. Try not to hit the blue right now. I'll go back through and drag that blue into the red right there. And you can either use a stick or drag it around this way. Either way works really good. You gotta be a little more careful on how you tip the cup. It takes a little practice to do that. Um, Now you start getting the colors in there, and you really see it start to take. Right here, I'm just starting at the blue. I'm not going back and forth anymore. I don't want to bring that red into the blue. I want that blue to stand out. And I'm just doing the same process over on this one. Since the camera is not a good shot on that, and I got everything in the way, I'm just going over it real quick. It's the same, pretty much the same process. There's a little bit of difference between the two color variations, but overall it's basically the same process. You can move it around more or less on with the heat gun. You can get them a little bit wavier, but this is the process. I think I would do it again. I would actually go on an angle, because some of the stripes when I put it on actually covered up all that work or a lot of that work I did. So I would probably go on a angle up or angle down from take that blue and go down to the other corner, or go up the other direction. Well, now that I got them where I pretty much want them, I'm going to just hit the edges one more time with the color to make sure there's plenty of epoxy on it. Hit it with the torch, and we're done for now. Now I'm just using like a painter's tape. I had to redo this. That table was getting pretty bad. I was hard to get my projects level, so I cleaned that all off, and I'm putting just this painter's more like cardboard than it is paper, but gives you a nice clean work surface. I do have plastic underneath it, so if it drains through the paper, it peels right up. But now it's dry. It's set overnight. It's over about 12 hours. I should have let it set 24 hours before I put these decals on. These decals are the ones I make here in the house at my place, and I'll try to get them up on my website. But if you haven't done decal, this is a template decal. It does stick pretty decent, but it stuck there, and I had a little bubble, so I had to get that taken care of. Just get a decent squeegee or credit card, and this camera shows it pretty good. It's clear, so it's hard to see up on when you're looking through the top part of it. I've got it's clear, so you can't really see it on here. You can kind of see it on this other one. So it's on here. I don't know how well it's going to stick. It's the epoxy's still a little tacky in some spots, so hopefully it don't cause a problem. But now I'm gonna take a paint and mist it over. We're gonna try white. Just and I'm gonna cover this one so I don't get nothing over it. Might have been a little bit much. I think I'm going to do gold on that one. I'm going to do gold just on the end down here, just see. Actually, I'm going to do that around the whole edge here. Let that dry, and then I'm going to try to peel off these stickers. But I think I'm going to go ahead and put that one on right now.
I'm just going to leave it like that there.
Yeah, this removal around the stars and stuff just took way too long. I should have waited. I think it's because the epoxy wasn't quite dry enough. It was a little tacky. Um, but yeah, that's and that little mess up there where the one stripe ripped off with the
You always got that one.
transfer paper. I kind of straightened that around. That worked out halfway decent, but you gotta pay attention when you're pulling off the paper that everything's staying where it's supposed to be. Now here I'm just putting clear coat over. I already got the pictures. I apologize. I didn't have. I just glued that down with Elmer's glue, the contact stuff, and it worked out pretty good. One part of the car kind of curved up on me a little bit. I should have waited a little bit longer on that dry time, but it all turned out pretty good overall. It actually gives it a little bit of a depth. It looks pretty cool. But here I'm just mix it up about the same thing, about 3 ounces, 2-3 ounces per square foot. And these ovals here are about 1.5 foot square foot on both of them. So I think it was about 12 ounces I mixed up for the clear. And it was just enough. I didn't have a whole lot extra over top of that. But cover the top, the flat surface really good, and then you bring it around. Usually there's enough in the cup if you for the edges, so you can put your fingers in there, wrap around, and get that sealed real good. All right, one sweep over with the heat torch. I'll do about 2 sweeps. You gotta be real careful you don't go over hover over those pictures of the vinyl. And there you go. Maybe 2 or 3 times and you're done.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. I have all the links down below for the products I use, the colors, the paint. And like I said, if you need that flag, if you can't find the decal. I'll see what I can do. The way I applied it on this one was a little tough peeling it off, but I don't think I waited quite long enough to apply that. I think that epoxy was still a little bit tacky when it was helping it up here. I'm going to try it on the camouflage one I'm doing and see if it makes any difference. I'm going to let the epoxy set up a little longer than I'm going to make sure it's at least 24 hours before I cat's playing with the cord over there. But anyways, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you can see my notification when I post my next videos. I'm going to have several other ones coming in, and I'm going to try to get this information. And if there's something you would like to see me try to do, I'm up for the game, and we'll see what we can do. I got beach one, got a couple other ones in process. Some I've already done. I just got to get a video made up. Thank you for watching. You have a good day, and God bless you.